Welcome. Here is a rundown of war in Ukraine. Moscow unlikely to make significant breakthrough in Bakhmut soon. British intelligence has assessed that Russian troops are unlikely to make a significant breakthrough near the eastern Ukrainian city of Bakhmut in the coming weeks. Moscow has been throwing a significant amount of manpower and equipment at breaking through to the city, which remains a key Ukrainian stronghold in the eastern Donbass region. The British Ministry of Defense said in its latest update that Russian military and Wagner mercenary group forces had likely increased the frequency of their assaults in mid-December. However, these were poorly supported and Ukraine has committed significant reinforcements to the area over the last 10 days. Both sides have suffered high casualties, the MOD said. It added that Russian assaults have since reduced and offensive operations in the area are now likely only being conducted at platoon or section level, meaning a smaller number of soldiers are involved. NATO countries to discuss defense spending target, Stoltenberg. NATO countries will discuss their defense spending targets in the coming months as some of them call for turning a 2% target into a minimum figure, NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg told the German news agency dpa. Some allies are strongly in favor of turning the current 2% target into a minimum, dpa quoted Stoltenberg as saying. He did not specify which NATO countries were calling for a more ambitious target. Stoltenberg said that he would head the negotiations. We will meet, we will have ministerial meetings, we will have talks in capitals. And Biden denies US in talks on nuclear exercises with South Korea. The United States is not discussing joint nuclear exercises with South Korea, US President Joe Biden has said, appearing to contradict remarks by his South Korean counterpart, President Yoon Suk-yeol, that Washington and Seoul were in talks on exercises involving US nuclear assets. The South Korean president said in a newspaper interview that Seoul and Washington were in talks on joint planning and exercises involving US nuclear assets to counter North Korea's nuclear threats. In response to North Korea's saber-rattling, Yoon has taken an increasingly tough stance and has called for war preparation with an overwhelming capability. The newspaper quoted Yoon as saying the joint planning and exercises would be aimed at more effective implementation of the U.S. extended deterrence, which refers to the ability of the U.S. military, particularly its nuclear forces, to deter attacks on U.S. allies. On Tuesday, Yoon's senior secretary for press affairs, Kim Eun-hye, said that Biden had to say no one asked such a direct question on such a sensitive matter, according to South Korea's Yonhap press agency.